Hi, I'm Kaylee, and this is your news for Monday, April 5th. This Tuesday through Friday is Human Rights Week at JMM. Each day, a Zoom meeting at noon will represent marginalized groups at JMM. Join us to educate yourself on the issues, learn how Spartans are advocating for themselves and each other, and how you can support them. On Tuesday, Peer Partners will lead a short presentation and Kahoot. On Wednesday, Gender Equity Association will show a short documentary. On Thursday, GSA will lead the group. On Friday, Multicultural Day will feature activities from BSU, South Asian Spartan Society, Asian Club, and Latinx Student Union. We hope everyone can find some time to come to one or all of these sessions. Now, more than ever, it's important that we make each other feel safe and welcomed in our communities. The Zoom link will be the same every day and shared in the JMM extracurricular classroom. And now it's time for the clip of the week.
On Thursday, March 25th, Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp signed Senate Bill 202 into law. The bill criminalizes giving food or beverages to people in line to vote. Additionally, it imposes restrictive voter ID requirements for absentee ballots and shortens runoff elections from 9 to just 4 weeks. It also shrinks the period to request absentee ballots and severely limits the use of ballot drop boxes. Finally, the bill empowers state officials to overrule county election boards, which, according to Atlanta News Now, could potentially allow parties to shift the outcome of future elections. This bill is a lot, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. Each bubble on this map represents a proposed bill that, if passed, would place further restrictions on voters. Supporters of this effort argue that measures will increase voter security and election integrity. However, opponents often point out that evidence has demonstrated that voter fraud is not a significant problem. In fact, a study by a professor at Loyola Law School found that between 2000 and 2014, there were only 31 voter impersonation attempts, which is a commonly cited type of voter fraud, out of 1 billion ballots cast. Let's back up and get some context of the history of voter suppression in Georgia and the country. Since the ratification of the 15th Amendment, which ostensibly enfranchised black men, white lawmakers have imposed black codes and Jim Crow laws to suppress the black vote. It wasn't until 1965, when activists in the civil rights movement succeeded in getting the Voting Rights Act passed, that many Jim Crow laws and other voting restrictions were outlawed. However, since then, many of the protections of the act have been gutted by the Supreme Court. Today, instead of fighting poll taxes and literacy tests, voting rights activists are concerned with new restrictive voting laws that limit the number of polling places in urban counties, instate voter ID laws, and purge voter rolls. Senate Bill 202 is clearly a big deal in Georgia, but how does it affect voters in places like Wisconsin? In our state, there are several initiatives being put forth to tighten voter ID laws, increase the amount of paperwork voters would need to fill out if they early vote, and limit who can automatically receive mail-in ballots. One of the provisions would also make it significantly harder for people with disabilities to vote. These bills are unlikely to pass as Governor Evers has veto power. But what about the Georgia bill and others? A large coalition of voting rights organizations are challenging these laws through the courts, and Congress is currently considering a large voting rights act that would create many national protections for your right to vote. As we approach the next statewide election in Wisconsin, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, April 6th, it's important that we remember the power of local elections. While federal offices have far-reaching legislative power, local politicians are often able to have a greater impact on their constituents' day-to-day lives. However, history is a testament to the fact that movements are often what catalyze progress in this country. No matter where you stand on the political spectrum, it is important that you exercise and encourage others to use their right to vote to elect an ally for your community.
School will return in 2 weeks to in-person learning. Be on the lookout for more information about times and your schedule. Your cohorts will be released on April 12th. That's all we have for this week, Spartans. Stay strong and have a great week.